What is up,
Oh my
Sabronis?
gosh, sorry.
What is up, you Sabronis and you sickos and Cam Dog, who he's ruined for Michigan right now, and he's ruined for Michigan because $550 later they win. But tonight we are UConn fans. I am a UConn fan. Go my UConn blue, baby. No Michigan blue at all. It's UConn blue, baby. I ride with the Huskies. I ride
There's
with
2
the
minutes
Huskies.
left. 2 minutes left in the first half, and as soon as you jumped on, you're like, I think you're getting screwed on the fouls. One, tell us about
They
it,
are.
Mr. Sabo.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This has been one of the most poorly officiated halves I've ever watched in my entire life.
I will say that here's what I will say. Michigan's had some hits on arms and stuff that have not been called. I don't think the fouls have been called in UConn are bad fouls. It's just Michigan has had a couple of hits where they have not been called.
It's just inconsistent, and they had like there should be there was a jump ball that they didn't call, and then they finally did call the other jump ball when it was clear travel first off on Yaxel, and it's just I don't know. I'm not happy with it right now. I think it is poorly officiated.
Has not been bad. Yeah, it not been good. I agree.
UConn is shooting their way really well. Michigan, they finally made a three, I think, or at one point was over 10 from the 3-point line. But that doesn't matter because UConn's going to find a way to win. This is going to be weird because like we're recording this right at halftime, and so tomorrow.
Well, it's not quite half, but yeah, close.
Yeah, tomorrow when people listen to this, either Michigan is, I don't even want to say it, national champs.
I do.
Or UConn.
Give me that money, baby.
No. My boy.
With the dunk by Johnson. Oh, baby. Sorry.
No, I can't believe you're ruining for Michigan. I can't believe you're doing this right now. You are not a true Buckeye. You are not a true Buckeye. You would never pick them in the first place. If you were a true Buckeye, you'd never pick them in the first place.
Don't want to hear it.
No,
you would have. Listen, I would put the money down on. No, I would put the money down on them to have to root for the national championship. I always say that when people ask, "Hey, who do you think's going to win?" I'll ask them. I say, "Do you want me to pick with my heart, or do you want me to pick with my wallet?" Because those are two totally different things. And when it comes
you
to
can pick
wallet,
with your wallet. You could pick UConn. You could pick Duke. You could pick Arizona. You could pick every single team other than Michigan. And the only reason they're here is because of the easy pathway that they got. They got handed a seat to the Final Four. They got to play Arizona in the worst game of Arizona's season all year long. And now they are getting just the ultimate assist by the refs to get a national championship. Dusty May is a great coach, though. And I'm still so mad that the Buckeyes, who had a chance, but we got Jake.
I think that's really
good at shooting threes.
Listen, pal. I think you have this. I think you have the sourest of grapes. And here we are coming off of Easter Sunday, and you can't even be happy.
Yeah, I don't want to Venmo you $300.
$555.
No.
And by the way, I think it's absolutely ludicrously stupid that we don't have a second place voucher either. I texted you about that.
Yeah, you organize this next year. Then it's your thing, Mister.
Listen,
almost 2-time champ. No, I hope tomorrow when I go to Clevenger, he wants cash, and I go to the A team, I give him $550 in cash because he deserves it.
Listen, here's the thing though: the championship game is worth 320 points on ESPN. I'm up by 290 points. I've literally freaking dominated the entire thing, and I still have a chance to lose.
But it's not like you're losing to somebody else that picked Michigan. Like, it's coming down to somebody that's picked UConn and also has a good bracket. That's how it should be. You should not have a guaranteed win.
A good bracket.
Now,
a good bracket. I dominated the entire thing.
Stop. Don't discount him. He says good moves. Now,
I'm not discounting him.
Hold on. I would understand if you were up by this amount and there was a chance that he had not had UConn, he had somebody else, and there was a chance for him to win. I would understand your frustration.
That wouldn't happen though. Points wise, it couldn't happen.
So it doesn't matter to you anyway, though. If Michigan wins, you win. If UConn wins, he deserves to win. He picked the champion. And guess what?
Dominate the pool.
If UConn wins, I have a bracket that finishes in the top 5. And for all the heartaches, all to finish in top
That's
5.
True.
I just like to say I finished well. I just want to look at it and know that I'm not a complete clown. You know what I mean?
No, listen, UConn was a good choice. That's why I put them. You know, it's one of those things where when they beat Duke, they were, honestly, I see a lot of similarities in how Michigan is playing in this first half and how UConn played in the first half against Duke. You know what I'm saying? Ice cold, couldn't do anything, just getting beat to the ball and stuff. Michigan's they're going into halftime up by 4, and they played some of the worst basketball they've played in this tournament. And maybe even in the season, you could argue that. So,
at the same time, though, like for UConn to only hold Michigan to 33 points, like
that's great.
They played great defense along with getting screwed out by the refs.
It's always the refs.
No. It's not always the refs. It's only the refs when it's Michigan. But it's okay. They can have their national championship in football, 1.5 since 1933 or whatever.
Are you going to talk about the 10-second violation that wasn't called? Are you going to talk about the play where the UConn player rolled on the floor?
This is not. You're not. Yeah, no. The Yaxel is literally diving on the floor, rolling around like a clown. They don't want to call a travel on him, and it should have been a jump ball, or they gave a jump ball.
Yeah. Are you talking about when he drove to the hoop and he fell over?
Out of control. Yeah. Hey, by the way, before we continue on with anything,
however, the other team did touch the ball. The other team did touch the ball. No offense.
Yeah. Okay. Listen. Before we continue on, I owe somebody an apology. Okay. I owe my friend. Hey, I got some big news to talk about. We got important things to talk about, not just college basketball tonight. And my UConn Blue. This is an awful episode. This is just me yelling at you the entire time. Nobody's gonna listen to this. But I owe my friend an apology. Okay, not
Go ahead.
My friend Ryan Scribner. My friend Ryan Scribner, head coach of the Galleon track and field team, boys and girls. Great guy, has done a lot of good for our track program. Former football coach, O-line coach that I got to coach with for a good number of years. Really solid human being. He, during the Super Bowl week, I posted a trivia question. And I said, first person gets right gets a shout-out. And Scribs got it right. And I never gave him a shout-out. So, Scribs, shout-out to you. And I apologize. Go Tigers. You deserve an MOAC championship this year. I'm rooting for you and all our boys and girls over in G-Town. Also, Scribs, he does a lot of good work. He does a lot of good things. And this is the 3rd year of the Galleon Tiger golf outing. Okay? And this is a football, boys basketball, and track golf outing. Okay, and I told them, Scribs, I apologize for my lack of professionalism as a podcast host, and because of that, he's getting some free publicity. Okay, so I'm gonna post this whole thing, and this link's gonna be there for the guy on the Tiger golf outing. But there's a lot of good money involved. Okay, good money for you, great golf, and a chance to help out with our football program, the boys basketball program, and the track program. Specifically, the most important one, obviously, is the football program. But I think it's cool that this, like I said, this is the 3rd year they've been doing it. A big golf outing for all 3 sports, and Scribs is a big part. Like he's the one that pretty much organizes and puts it all out there and everything. And then Coach Dick and Sanders, the basketball coach, they kind of do their thing a little bit. But Coach Dick doesn't, he's just Coach Dick. So
here's the thing, anytime you have an opportunity to help out kids in athletics and things like that, there's a crisis in the United States of youth participation in sports. I'll call it what it is. It's a crisis. Just call it what it is. Between broken nuclear families, video games, phones, less and less kids are doing this stuff. So if you have the chance to support the kids that are doing stuff, you should do it. Now, you just happen to be doing this with a golf outing, which is great. But even down to, when like little kids are like trying to sell candy bars to go on a music trip or for their little league thing. Like when a kid asks me, hey, do you want to buy a candy bar? Most of the time I say yes, if I have money. And that's mostly because I like candy bars. But I also like the idea of, hey, I'm supporting a kid. I had to do that stuff when Macy was a kid and stuff. Yeah. It's just, it's what you got to do. And yeah, I agree with you. It's a good idea, man. That's a good plug.
Yeah, I don't do a great job of like, I really am bad. Like, our track, like football kids I've had in football, they're doing their big track fundraiser, and the one kid, my boy Jacob Martin, shout out to Jacob Martin, because he called me like 57 times. He's FaceTiming me every day as I'm driving home. He's like, "Are you going to donate it to the track fundraiser?" And I'm like, "Jacob, no, I'm not going to donate to the track fundraiser because I don't want to do the $10 minimum donation. I donate enough of my time." Okay, so I don't give the money, but I give a lot of time. Obviously, this will be my 8th year doing football. I did track for 3 years. I did basketball for 3 years. So I've given my time back, and I continue to do football. But I'm also kind of stingy sometimes because time is the most valuable thing that you can give back. And there's a lot of reasons why we coach football. And I guess this isn't a conversation we expected to go to here today, but it's halftime of a national championship game that I do not care about. So it's a good opportunity to it's a good opportunity to discuss some of it. I time is the ultimate thing, and sacrifice a lot of time as a dad and all these things, and as a young kid. And I'm not the only one by any means, but there's a funny story with this that I'm going to. We do our football fundraiser. It's like the cards every year, like the cards that you bring to a restaurant, you get 10% off.
Sure.
And all our kids they're like, "Hey, you gonna buy one?" Like, no. Why would I buy one? When the fundraiser's over and we have the box in the middle of them, I'm going to grab one and take it home. I put in this time, okay? I paid for this with my time. And then the best thing about coaching is all the free T-shirts we get. The stipends are small, but the amount of free T-shirts you get, it's awesome.
Yeah, the athletic wear, absolutely. I still have some Bucyrus football wear and stuff that, I still wear every once in a while. It's comfy, man. I agree, because you don't get... You get paid with attire and crowns full of jewels in heaven.
Yeah, and we were lucky enough this year. Obviously, it was an awesome opportunity to go on a deep playoff run and to go play in technically week 14 was unreal for us. Like, it was an opportunity that might not come around. Like Coach Dick, I remember before our Shelby game at Malabar, just talking and said, like, he hasn't been back at that spot. It took him over 10 years to get back to that spot, from when he was at Fredericktown to now as this year in Galion. The opportunity doesn't come around often, especially for a school like Galion. A school like Grand Harding hasn't been there in a very, 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 very long time. And so don't take it for granted and enjoy every moment. And every playoff week, somebody put on a team meal for us, for our kids as coaches that we got to go be a part of. And, it's good food. Held the one of the churches in town, hosted for us. We get good food, get to see our kids, get to sit there as coaches together, enjoy that time together, and those are just things that don't take for granted. And that's to me, I love those moments. I love Thursday meal before games. It was and I know our kids do. I know kids are appreciative of it, and it's a fun time. And those are the things that we are rewarded a little bit with for the time that is put into it. And not saying that other sports don't put in the time that football does, but football is really high school football compared to the other high school sports. It really is a different beast for the amount of time that is spent for the preparation of things, I think. And I think that sometimes we go a little overboard with some things. The coaches clinics that we go to and the discussion that is held at times just, again, doesn't exist with the other sports. But that's just football in America for you. And then it's, you see it on TV. How big college football in the NFL is versus other non-football sports.
That's why it continues to be by far and away the most popular sport in the United States, and it's getting up there in the world. I mean, clearly you have soccer as number one, but basketball is probably number two, and then you probably have cricket. Then I'd probably say football. Honestly,
think about this. So, other than basketball, the sports are like soccer and cricket. Those sports have been around for centuries. Whereas American football has
125
really
years,
only,
man.
And that is it. And so, for the popularity that has got to so far within that range, obviously basketball became such a global sport because of how easy it is to go play and everything, and the rules and the safety part of it. But football, man, it really is something. I do as we kind of progress towards a point where college basketball's over, because it's been dominated our shows the last few weeks. as we get into April and May and June, July, like I really do want to have like Coach Dick on here, some more of our players on here, and of course with you too, you can ask them some questions that maybe I just don't think to ask them. But I think the conversation on high school football, especially with guys that I've coached with, like it's a good conversation, and I think it would do some good numbers. So if you're down for that, that's what our next few weeks can look like.
By the way, tell Coach Dick and Jacob that if I win tonight, I'm not donating any of that to the Galleon Athletic Program.
No, if you win tonight, it goes back towards the company. It's buying you a new camera. It's
actually going to pay for the food on my vacation. And here's the other thing,
so
too.
You don't win, you don't
eat. Yeah, right. So it's one of those things where when we talk about what do you miss about sports, playing sports, coaching sports as a kid, as an adult, and there's a reason why many times, I know I'm not trying to turn this into a church fest, but there's a reason why Jesus breaking bread and eating with sinners was such a big deal, and it's that idea of the openness, because everyone, regardless of who you are or anything, wants to eat, has to eat. And if you do that, there's a community that's built together doing that, regardless of race, creed, what you like, what you don't like, creed. But it's one of those things where, you're right. When you're talking about what are the best memories, it's the dining. And I think, I can't remember, a college basketball player.
Oh, yeah.
They asked him, what are you going to miss? And he starts crying, like, eating together.
Yeah, no, he's like, I don't know, the food, and it's like people are clowning him, but it's not about the food. It's about the memories with your friends, and
the people who've never experienced it, that's why they're clowning it, because they don't know, they don't understand.
No, I will tell you what, like one of the best things about this football season this year, and this is again, it's gonna be a year that I remember forever. It's gonna be a year that if I ever get to be in that point again as a coach, like I'm gonna remember this year. And you would walk out after practice, and you would see 7 of our kids stay in the parking lot, stand there together. And I guarantee you they stood there for another hour, even after I'm home with my family. Like, those kids loved each other, and they would be at school all day long with each other, and then at practice, and then they stay in the parking lot and just continue to talk with each other. And that doesn't happen as much. You just don't see it anymore. And so it was good to see with those kids. I mean, it was a fun year. And like I said, I think the conversation with Coach Dick, with the Coach Hay, with some of our kids, like, it'll be a fun conversation to have, because now that we're in April, look back at the season wise and everything, like I enjoy talking about it with anybody, because I'm so fortunate to get to be part of it with those kids, with the coaches that we've had. And at the end of the day too, like I'm very fortunate that my wife allows me to do it, because it is a hard thing to do. Like, it is a lot of time, it is a lot of it takes a lot of patience. There's a lot to it. Like during football season, we're working 7 days a week. We really are. We meet on Sundays, we do things on Saturday, and it makes for long days. Our banquet comes every year, and the first thing that Coach Dick says is like, "Hey, thanks to all our wives." And then, because it really is a lot of hard work, but it's hard work. It's fun. I'm a much better coach than I ever was a football player. I remember my first year, like walking that path on 2 days again. Like it was fun. It was cool. But I've honestly, like, I've made more fun memories as a coach than I ever did as a player, because I definitely have a bigger impact now than I did.
It's a different vantage point that you have. Yeah. It's you're either going to be the clay, or you're going to be the molder, and each one has different sets that provide good thoughts, good memories, and good things. And before it's getting ready to kind of do a sing here in a little bit, did you watch the women's basketball tournament at all?
I saw the fourth quarter of UCONN the other day. Listen, I don't want to get into it, because I don't want anything viewed in a negative way. First off, prior to this, I've not always been the biggest Dawn Staley fan. I think that she annoys me sometimes, just the way that Gino or Emma can annoy people.
He annoys me.
I like Danny Hurley. I don't necessarily like other coaches sometimes, the way where they act very similar. There's just parts of it sometimes.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
Did I say the wrong Hurley
Danny
again?
Yeah. It's just You said Danny. Why Danny? Danny boy! Danny!
Anyway,
Danny!
So, like, Gino Auriemma's obviously upset with the officiating. He for whatever reason, the way he acted, and that's not right either. Like, he shouldn't act like that. Just take your L and move on. But then Dawn Staley yesterday goes to the national championship game, and she's wearing Balenciaga and Gucci and not a single South Carolina thing on her, and gets humbled. So, I don't know. And Big Ten, UCLA. Only Big Ten school I don't root for is the clowns up north.
Which is very, I mean, why are they even there to begin with? Sure. But, and that even states, here we are playing a national championship game, getting ready to start the second half. It's after 10 o'clock, and there's two East Coast teams.
I know. I was going to rant about it to start, but then you start talking about the fouls. Yeah, to 8:50 tip-off on a national championship game it's just unreal. Like, I get that. I get you want to help your West Coast, but even an 8 o'clock tip-off is 5. And guess what? People in LA, they don't care. They don't care. They're gonna watch the game on the beach. Yep. It doesn't matter. They do not care. And so 8:50 tip-off is just it's ridiculous.
It's in and I understand like the shortened time and the tournaments and stuff, but why not either start it at like 7 or give a week between the Final Four and the championship game? I don't like that option as well, but it's just start it earlier. Start at 7.
Yeah. Or
whatever.
Or do the women's Final Four on Thursday night, the men's Final Four on Friday night, the women's championship on Saturday, and the men's championship on Sunday.
Yeah.
Like that. So
it
could be fixed. I know that you're eager to go watch the game. How much? We've been at 21 minutes, so we only got a few left. It's a short episode this week. Really get back into the nuance of things next week. We had no plans for this week other than just to kind of talk what these games are looking like.
Yeah.
Before we get off, do you have a Cam Dogs conversation tonight? And I have one other thing I got to talk about.
I didn't really have one. Would you like me to give you one?
Okay, before we get into that.
Okay,
obviously, you're rooting for Michigan. You're rooting for Michigan money-wise. The keys to the second half, whether you're listening to this tomorrow or Wednesday or in 2 weeks or whenever you listen to this, if you get this far, I am rooting for UConn. You're rooting for Michigan-wise. In order for UConn to win, they have to continue to make threes and keep playing good defense on Michigan. In order for Michigan to win, they have to start knocking down some shots.
Exactly. Yep. And here's the thing: not necessarily jump shots. Not necessarily jump shots either. They've missed some down low shots. Like Mara's missed a couple shots where it's like, and so they're just overall not shooting well.
Yeah.
Now, no doubt, UConn can actually match up with them lengthwise, which is very unusual for them. They're not used to that. So it's kind of playing into UConn's favor in that regard, and they're playing physical. Michigan does that too. So UConn's doing everything right, but Michigan has to make a couple shots because that will force UConn to come out even more. You dump it down to Mara, let them take over. But, UConn's
I really hope
a tough team, man.
They are. And I really hope come to Mara that UConn is the champions. All right.
Gross.
Go ahead.
All right. This is kind of an unconventional thing, but this is one I just kind of thought about. And it's important because it impacts everybody. And everyone's experiences. What is the best kind of toilet seat? Now, hold on, time out. Here's your options. You have the wood toilet seat. Have you ever had those before? The wooden toilet seats?
Yeah.
Okay. You have the foam toilet seats. Where they would like go. They could press old school.
Yep.
But then like pinch your butt. And like hold bacteria and God knows what. You have your standard plastic one. And then you have a resin. The resin and the plastic, I'll say they're the same. We'll just call it a hard toilet seat.
I'm really glad you gave me those options and not made me choose between like the oval and the standard shape. I'm gonna go with the plastic.
I'm talking about when you sit on it.
Plastic or the resin, all the way. Wood means that I'm probably at some place that I don't like, probably like your house or something.
No, we don't have. We used to have wood toilets. Actually, here's a funny story. My dad took all the wood toilet seats off. Well, we took all the wood toilet, but he would keep all the old ones, and he would cut them up, and we're burning some right now, actually.
Yeah.
It's oak.
Yeah, I bet you peed on those. Yeah. the scent of urine that's been there for years.
Yes.
The foam ones, I don't like the foam because, again, the foam makes me feel like I'm in a place that I'm not comfortable. Like, I'm in a not good place. So a plastic one means I'm at home. I'm in the comfort of my own home. And here's the important part of toilet seat too. Does it just fall, or does it do the slow as it goes down?
Oh, we have the slow fallers, and I'm so used to them. I'll go to places that don't have that, and I'll just like let it go. And I'm like, bang! I'm like.
Speaking of toilet seats, I'm gonna guess it was Troy Howe. Okay, I'm just gonna take a guess and say it was Troy Howe. Broke the toilet seat in the men's teacher's restroom.
Do that.
McKibben comes and gets me. He's like, you gotta come look at this. It completely busted off, which means Troy probably either like sat down on it too hard or kicked it with his foot and it's broken. And so I'm gonna put my money on and say it was Mr. Troy Howe. So
I bet you it was Troy. He's that kind of guy.
Yeah. Before we end this, I got some big news. I got something I want to share. Did you see on Facebook this last week
about you personally?
Yeah.
Yes.
My wife and I, we're having baby number 2.
Your
early
wife
September. My wife is having the baby. Yes, it is our child. Come September 8th, prime football season, prime back to work season. Very excited, very fortunate, and we are having a baby girl.
Oh, there you go. Congratulations. Yep. You get to be a girl dad, man.
Yep. One boy, one girl, and I am done. I will not have a third child.
I understand.
I'm good with it, but 1-1. So we're excited. We're happy.
That's good. Congratulations.
I've been wanting to share that news for a while. So.
And I've known for a while, right? And I've known for a while, and you and I talked about that.
You were the first person I told. Like, you were the first person that I was like, hey, I got to talk to you about something. Because it was just the timing of things. So we found out last week, and it was a girl, and so it's been posted on the social medias and all. So
listen,
to share it with my friends, my 15 friends that listen to the podcast.
I would be honored. I'm not saying you have to do this, but I would be honored if you named her Scottina.
You can ask Kelly about that one. Listen, we struggle with names. We do struggle with names. We struggle with Grayson. She's got some ideas for a girl.
The middle name's going to be Cameron, I'm telling you.
Listen, both our mom's name is her mom's Jenny, my mom's Jennifer. We have the easy out. Name the middle name after our mom. She's like, nah.
Yeah. So, Cameron, Jennifer, Sabo.
Yeah.
I like it.
No.
Well, hey, it's starting back on.
All right. Let's go Huskies. Right. Jamal, let's hit it.
Because if you go piss like a puppy, stay on the porch and let the big dogs eat.